Hello and good day, peeps. I am Connie.
And I am Carol. And this is At the Table.
We're not quite sure exactly ever where this conversation will lead, except always back to how everything is affected by you, and you are affected by everything. So it's much easier to move and function as one than the other way of, every man for himself.
Have you ever walked against water? Try it. If you've never done it, try it, but I suggest safely.
Good example.
But it's very difficult, and it's much easier to walk with the flow.
Go with the flow.
That's all I have to say about that.
We were idiots, and we really try to contain ourselves. Wow, I missed it. We try to contain ourselves as much as possible. Sometimes we just can't help shining, because that's what we freaking do. Yes, we're grandmothers. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. I'm looking down here at a notebook that...
But don't get it from a weed store, because your tariffs are going up.
The copious notes that Carol has taken today, that I have never taken a class on cave drawings, so I cannot decipher this cryptic lettering.
This is about Elon
this about
Elon
Musk.
The other day.
Yeah,
this is new.
Okay, the new stuff.
So, and that's what we want to talk about is current news.
And currently, Mr. Garcia is still in El Salvador. And the judge has totally said, I'm done. And so...
It ends today.
They gave him till like 6 o'clock today to say, we're going to go get him. We're going to go get him. Well, actually, what they're supposed to be giving is what she asked for, which is a list of the names of the people responsible for making the decisions to put him on a plane and put him in El Salvador. And not only El Salvador, but CCAP, the most notoriously dangerous prison in the world. So that's where we're at. The judges are fighting. The ACLU judges on his behalf, Mr. Garcia's behalf, they're fighting, and they are the ones that are, filing all these different arguments in front of the court, and the judges agreeing and asking questions of why are you still, in contempt. So they have been, they're in trouble for criminal contempt of court for not following the judge's orders. Let's see. Something you want to add to that?
Well, I mean, I just had, I get all of my information from her, but I do also, what she tells me and what I see, I make sure that I'm not talking out my butt.
I make her watch all the newsreels. She knows who do we watch, who do we love?
Michael Popak.
Yes.
And
Legal
Midas
AF.
Touch.
Yep, Legal AF and Midas Touch. We love them. And go there, subscribe,
Please.
and, sign up for notifications. And amazing situation. All of it. Midas Touch Network. Got to go there. Okay, and then, like I said, we love Michael Popak with Legal AF, and he's got a bunch of stuff. He's got podcasts and this, that, and then just open a law office and another. Oh, this guy, he's fantastic. Okay.
So touching base on what we were talking about Mr. Garcia, right? This woman, these judges. I can't. I'm sorry. I lost my thing. Oh, here it is. Okay, so I want to point out that in 2018, under the Trump administration, there was a prisoner, or no, somebody who was apprehended, scooped up by ICE, and his name was Muni Sabani. Okay? And he lived in the United States for 25 years, and during this time, he was picked up, sent to El Salvador, and they spent endless hours, numerous amounts of dollars, to find this man.
From, was that August of 2018?
Yep.
2018 to October of 2018. Because they deported him to Iraq.
Oh, that's right, not El Salvador. I stand corrected. I
They
apologize.
deported him to Iraq. Not like Mr. Garcia, who they know exactly where he is. Okay, this guy, Mr. Sabani, was just deported to Iraq. So they had to scour the country to find him, but they did. They did, and they picked him up and they brought him back to the United States of America, where he's happy at home.
By New Year's, 2019, he was home on American soil. So I ask you, what's the difference? What's the difference between Sabani and Garcia? They were both United States citizens. They both lived in the U.S. They both had lives. And they both were wrongfully
let's look at the similarities, though.
taken away.
Let's look at the similarities. Similarities are both things happen under Trump administrations.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Check.
The first time, Mr. Sabani, I'm going to say it was happening under the Muslim ban. And then now Mr. Garcia is under the brown people ban. And he wants to say it's about gangs and all that yada, yada, yada.
How about we ban you?
Well, that's on the way. But, so those are the similarities. These hateful policies. And it's the point, Carol. You were asking, why? Well, cruelty is the point of this fascist administration.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to look no further than the Trump administration's own Stephen Miller, who is the supremacist of all supremacists. This guy, he's a hateful, destructive narcissist, just like Donald Trump. So the difference, there is really no difference, except for the fact that during the first administration, because he wasn't running on this hardcore, there was a build a wall thing going on, but it was the Muslim thing. Okay. He was hardcore into the Muslim thing, so that's why that happened. And this is happening because of the supposed, crises at the border and the fentanyl and this and the that and the gangs and and what really pissed me off was he and his administration, that White House Secretary, Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt, your favorite person.
Yeah.
She went on to the television in front of all of America, and said he was a gang member. He was beating his wife up. He was a bad guy. Good riddance, right? And then it got worse. It got worse.
Really into that.
And it doesn't seem to be stopping. Judge Zinnis? Is that her name right? Yeah, Judge Zinnis. She is amazing. She's the one trying to hold accountable the administration for its illegal action of kidnapping Abrego Garcia. So, she said this is a willful disregard for the law. Thank you, Judge Zinnis. Now, this whole argument about due process. Let me just stop for a second, and everyone needs to understand. I'm pretty sure most citizens of the United States who've lived here their whole life know that if you get in trouble with the law, you are entitled to your day in court, okay, to present your case, to give evidence as to your innocence. And that's called your due process. Okay? This man, along with how many 250 other people that were on these two planes that were just loaded up and flown off to El Salvador and dumped, 250 people, or give or take, have been denied their due process rights, regardless if you're an illegal
citizen or
immigrant.
not.
Exactly. In this country, if you're accused of a crime, you have a right to due process. So that's a problem for me. I mean, many judges have written dissents about, their argument against Trump, saying, this is a slippery slope. And even judges prior that have happened, decades ago, saying, if you allow this, what is going to happen when you wake up the next morning and American citizens are being taken? And they are. Mm-hmm. They are. This man is a Maryland citizen, a citizen from Maryland. And
no quieter town than Maryland.
Trump said in the Oval Office, sitting on a couch next to the dictator of El Salvador, President, I always say it wrong. I want to say Bukaki, but I know that's wrong somehow.
That's very wrong.
But pretty sure that's how you say his name. Trump told President Bukaki, I need you to build 5 more prisons, because pretty soon we're going to be sending homegrowns to you, meaning American citizens. You know what that means, right? You can be snatched up off the frickin' street, Russia style, KGB style.
And it will probably be us first, Connie, because we have a vagina.
Well, he doesn't like women too much, especially mouthy ones like us.
But this is not how the United States runs. This is a no-process way of thinking, and it is a very, very
dangerous,
weird way of running a country. Stop it.
Yeah. There's something I want to talk about. And when I say something, I'm referring to the person as a thing. Pete Hegseth. Okay. This guy is the ultimate loser. First, at some point in your life out there, everyone has met an alcoholic, knows an alcoholic. Hell, maybe you are an alcoholic. You you know the lie. They've all said it, and we've all heard it.
I'll never
I'll
do it again.
quit drinking.
I'll
If
quit.
you give me my job back, I will quit drinking. If you promise not to leave me, I will quit drinking. I won't hit you no more because I'm about to quit drinking. Then the police come. Officer, I promise I have quit drinking. You will never see my face again. Well, I know I made everybody alcoholic fucking from the South. Sorry. So sorry. It's okay, because I'm... Never mind. So let's get back to Mr. Hegseth. Mr. Hegseth is very much an alcoholic.
Keeping it.
And when he said during his confirmation hearing, he said, if you make me the Secretary of Defense and give me complete and full control over the Pentagon and all its funds and staff there, I promise to quit drinking. And everybody went, okie doke. Confirmed. And now, this guy...
Who, by the way, is not even qualified to be in his position.
No, because he came... No, you're right. Be on it, sister. He came from Fox News. He was a host on Fox News. He's never ran an organization. He has no experience. I mean, yeah, he was in the military, but he doesn't have leadership experience. Zero. Okay? He's the kind of guy they send to, news to do the carnival dunk tank. That kind of guy. That's what he is. Okay? He's a joke. Okay? And he probably volunteered. Yeah, I like the beer tent. Send me. Okay? So we have a lot of incompetent people in this administration, but we're going to focus on this Dick Weasel. So he went on. He went on Signal Chat. This bastard, right? And gave away all our war plans for something very, very serious. Okay, that happened. That was executed. And there was a journalist on the Signal Chat who has recorded everything, has all the receipts.
Indeed.
Okay, and all that was exposed, all of it. Okay, now he's gone on many shows saying that it was a lie, it was a fabrication, even as the facts are presented. All the paperwork, all the receipts, everything, all the screenshots, everything he sent and said between all of the people on those chats was recovered and exposed. And still and yet tells you, the Fox News Channel viewer, that it was all made up by the media. None of that really happened. It wasn't really classified information. Okay? And then a couple weeks have gone by, and guess what, Carol? Happened again.
No.
Happened again. Second time. This time, he was on the same Signal Chat, except on his personal phone, discussing Pentagon business with his wife and his brother logged in. And part of this. Now, I'm not,
Isn't there somebody missing from the equation?
There's a lot of people missing from
Such as a lawyer.
Oh, yeah, what's
He
his
was
name?
in on that call.
Yeah, whatever his name was. Freaking loser. So, all these people were on this, and again, I don't think any of these people have security clearance. None of them. So, okay, and then again, sensitive, private, secure, classified information being shared over unsecured Signal Chat. That's dangerous.
Very.
So, okay, here, let's put it to you like this. If at any time in our nation's history, any general, I don't care, 3, 5, 8 stars, I don't care. If our top general leaked classified war plans, he would be immediately fired. Immediately. His security clearance would be stripped. He would be no more. Okay? Yet, this guy, Fox News host, dunk tank master, and beer tent aficionado, has twice now breached our security. Allowed our securities to be breached. Anyone could have had access. Anyone. So, I'm not feeling great about this. There's a channel that I really want to encourage everybody to check out with Jennifer Welsh and Angie Pumps Sullivan. Their channel is called iHip News, IHIP News, and these guys are great. These ladies are spot on, no holds barred, pull no punches, truth tellers, and I encourage you to go to their channel and like and subscribe. Please do that for us, and also like and subscribe us.
Hello.
That would be so great.
Yeah.
Life is short.
It is.
Help a sisters out.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else do we want to talk about? Marjorie
Taylor Greene.
This Okay.
This appalling.
First of all, not Catholic, not a church lady. Have read the Bible. I do have a history. I'm old, so I've been through some stuff. I've had quite the experience with religion in my lifetime. Not a fan. Not a fan at all. Okay. But I do have great respect for people who choose to have religion in their life.
Such as me.
And I know people who are Catholic who place a lot of faith and authority on the Pope. And sadly, I must say, Pope Francis, our first Latino Pope, has passed away at the age of 88.
Day after Easter.
On Easter Monday. Yes, and when that news reached Georgia, the state of Georgia, and the office of Marjorie Taylor Greene, she felt an obligation to say something along the lines of, this is God's way of cleansing the earth of evil. So she said the Pope is evil and God killed him to save the earth from evil.
If God was cleansing the earth for evil, you would have got struck by lightning, Missy.
Well, she also said that the fires in Hawaii were started by Jewish space lasers. Swear to whoever, it's true.
I think her and Elon Musk are tipping that ketamine back too much.
Well, they're definitely doing something. Another thing I would like to say about Miss Green, she likes to attack Miss AOC, and we love Miss Cortez. She is a bright and shining star in the Democratic Party, and we love her. And MTG trashes her constantly because prior to being in Congress, she was a waitress. She was a bartender. And she gives her shit about that. And as if she's less of a person or less intelligent or less, acceptable to have that job. This congresswoman. Okay, so first of all, she said that AOC, she's never been a business owner. She's never run a business. She doesn't know anything about anything. Okay, she went on and on. Let me tell you a little something I learned about MTG. Okay? Just like Donald Trump, how he got his money from his daddy, Marjorie Taylor Greene got her money from her daddy. Her daddy gave her, or left her when he died, or whatever, his business. She ran it into the ground and lost it. Then she opened a gym. And it failed.
She should have been going more.
It failed. That's why Jasmine Crockett said to her the now infamous phrase of bad built, bleach blonde, bad built butch body. And that was priceless and accurate. So let me just remind everybody that Marjorie Taylor Greene is batshit freaking crazy. I encourage everyone to look up the graduation rates in the state of Georgia, especially in her district, which I can tell you that you will find that the numbers are between 18 and 19% graduation rate from high school in her district. Okay, and the majority of her constituents that are of graduation age choose to work instead of graduate from school. Okay, and it's the same rate as education was in 1970 across the country. And now it's 91% or higher, I believe. Mm-hmm. Except in some southern states and some districts. And they like to keep it that way. They like to keep supply as stupid. They really do. So when opportunities like this to vote for some nincompoop fucking poop comes up, they have plenty of voters. Yeah? So, that, look, he dismantled the Department of Education. Put in charge of our Department of Education Linda McMahon, who all she has known is TV and entertainment and running the World Wrestling Federation, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. That's in there.
It's kind of ridiculous that all of his cabinet appointments are come from the television. And look at RFK Jr. Look at this masterpiece. You do it better. Do your RFK Jr. imitation when he's telling everybody not to get vaccinated.
We don't need vaccinations. It's absolutely ludicrous.
Priceless and spot on, Carol.
Just you. No vaccinations needed.
The Academy Award goes to... Now, listen, people. It's a joke. It's a joke. And if you fell for it, it's okay. It's alright. But now's the time to get off your ass and do the right thing for everyone. And that means get rid of Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
He's got to go. Senator Al Green, he was the guy that stood up during Trump's presidential speech and said, he held up his cane and he said, You do not have a mandate to touch Medicaid. And he had him thrown out. Trump had him thrown out. And then he was censured by Congress. Which means they make you go to the well and they point their fingers at you and say, you did a bad thing. Well, Al Green said, and he's not about to shut up, people. He is not about to shut up. And this man is going to introduce articles of impeachment against Trump. And in this order, it will ask for him to be impeached, convicted, and removed from office. Now, this can't happen soon enough for
He
my
told him,
liking.
you censored me, but you didn't silence me.
Yeah. Censored, not silenced. If you haven't seen his speech, look it up on YouTube. And that's exactly, I believe, the title of it, Censored, Not Silenced, Al Green. This man is like 78 years old. He is a staunch supporter of civil rights, human rights, for many, 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 many years in Congress. Now, I know people want to talk about term limits. We should have term limits. Let me tell you something about term limits, okay? Yes, there are some bad crackers in the box, okay, that get drunk on power. We see that now with people who are, freshly, brought in, get drunk on power.
Except.
But, literally, if we don't allow people to hold their positions in Congress for long term, like Senator Green, then we can't speak from experience. We can't speak from a point in history. And I have to say it because there's too many idiots sitting in Congress. Okay, there needs to be an upholding of ethics. There are ethics that are in place that Congress is supposed to abide by. Now, another thing that Marjorie Taylor Greene did is that she was part of the market thing, the stock market manipulation, where she knew when to sell her stocks, and then she was tipped off by Trump when to buy her stocks so she could make a shit ton of money. Meanwhile, all the regular people, the non-millionaires, okay, because she's a millionaire, she has $25 million, okay, and it's not because she makes $174,000 a year as a congresswoman. I can tell you that right now, okay. It needs to be balanced with people who take their jobs seriously that haven't been corrupted. We need that. We need people to serve long terms. Okay? What we don't need is saying term limits. No. Enforce the ethics that we have in place.
And we don't need people who don't deserve to be in these seats.
People that buy the seats. That just have so much money thrown into their campaign that they look what Elon Musk did. He bought the fucking presidency.
Ding 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 ding.
He bought it. It gave it to him. Quid pro quo. I'll buy you the election if you give me Doge. Let me create Doge. Even though we already have Congress, even though we already have, things in place to checks and balances, to look for fraud, even though we already have that. And nobody said boo. Nobody said boo. Nobody stood up and said, whoa, whoa, whoa! Even Supreme Court didn't step up. You know why? They're bought and paid for too. Justice Roberts, Justice Alito, Thomas. Are you kidding me? Kavanaugh, Amy Coney Barrett.
Yep.
Stop me. Please, someone. You know who we have on our side? Ketanji Jackson Brown.
Yes.
If you don't know who our Supreme Court justices are, please look it up. Okay? You should know. You should know how many we have. I'm not going to tell you. You should know all their names. I told you most of them.
We trying to wake you.
The thing is, greed. You see? Now, greed makes people scared because they're afraid to lose their money. So that's leading me to talk about our friend Lisa Murkowski. Representative Lisa Murkowski.
We're going to do that in a minute.
Okay. Well, we're going to talk about that one in our next segment. But what we want to leave you with is that all of the things that Doge is trying to do and all the illegal things that he's already done, okay, with no approval by Congress, because that's who's supposed to be doing these things, not him. He doesn't have any right. No one's appointed him. He hasn't been appointed by Congress to do a goddamn thing. Okay? But people are now so pissed. They're so pissed, not just here in America, but in Canada and in other countries that produce and sell his Tesla. In Germany. In Germany. They don't like him anymore. Ever since he Zig Heiled 2 times, ever since he did the whole Nazi salute, his stock has crashed. Let me tell you right now, his first quarter earnings have dropped 71%. And you know what? No one deserves it more. Really. Really. No one deserves it more. Congratulations, you loser piece of shit. Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. We are going to do a little bit more on the treasonous Doge thing on our next segment. But we really want to talk about Miss Lisa Murkowski and what's driving all of that. So we're going to end right now. I'm going to tell you right now, go look up Lisa Murkowski's latest speech on fear and standing up to Trump. Okay? And then, so when we come back, and we start talking about this situation, everybody will be on the same page, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, so for now, we're going to wrap it up here, right? And
be safe.
Love each other. And I'll push stop, and then we'll come back.